disappointed with the errors that we're making and just the resilience when we do make those errors. It's, you know, we look so flimsy at times on us, you know, defending those shifts. You know, making me nervous every time we got down there. But you know, it's just simple errors that are letting that team get closer to our line. You know, I think there's a big swing with the Jerry try, no try, just under the post at half time. I couldn't see from where I was whether, you know, he'd lost the ball or not. But it's one of those you just got to take, and it's just a really disappointing, ill-disciplined performance from our guys. You know, collectively they're working hard. I can't say that they're not working hard, but I just find we just find ourselves saying the same things week in, week out with it all. And you know, there's changes to be made at the club, and you know, there's changes certainly going to be made with the, you know, playing roster, and obviously, you know, changes with the head coach. Yeah, we've got to be hard on ourselves. You know, it's got to mean something. It's got to hurt. You know, we're representing the Castleford club. We're representing the town, and you know what we're dishing up lately is just not. You know, it's not good enough. And yeah, we need to make some big changes. And you know, I'm confident that we can make those changes.
You're leading with 2 minutes before half time, and then they hit 2 quick tries, and all of a sudden you're behind at half time. Did that change how much did that change your half time address, or were you already worried about a few warning signs prior to that?
No, I was worried. There were some warning signs before, but I'm kicking myself really, because you know, I should have made probably another change before half time, and that's something that I'll have to cop. And you know, Stimo, I think, played the first 40 minutes, and you know, on reflection, I probably should have brought him, you know, off the field, you know, with 5 minutes to go, or I think there was an opportunity to bring him off with 7 minutes to go, I think it was. But you know, that's on me, that one. That's certainly that second one. But yeah, that's what we're talking about, the resilience. We don't seem to have any at the moment, and that's what's disappointing.
You look dangerous with the ball, scored some good tries. You must have felt confident that you guys, if you've got a good start to the second half, straight back in it. But does that make it more frustrating how, on the back of it, you continue with some of those issues with defence? We just lacked any consistency with the decision making in good ball. I thought, you know, Dejan Arzi looked a real threat today, and caused a lot of trouble. But yeah, just the team talk was pretty simple. You know, we need to stop looking to go around them, stop making stuff up as we go along, and think more direct. And I thought for a lot of the game we were direct, but that, you know, the last play where we dropped the ball, you know, with a minute and a half to go, that kind of summed us afternoon up really. You know, we didn't make them work hard enough for their tries. They were soft, to be honest. You know, pretty soft. I don't like using the word soft. I mean it in the fact that we didn't make them work hard enough. You spoke about freshening up the squad after what happened earlier in the week. You brought in Fletcher Rooney, Jeremiah Simkin and Kane Robb. What were your thoughts on their performances?
Yeah, good. You know, look, Jerry was very heavy legged with probably 15-20 minutes to go, so that's why we made that one. Fletcher, yeah, he'll just get better with the, you know, better for the run. And who did you say the other one was? Kane Robb. Thought he was outstanding today. I thought, you know, his deception in and around the ruck, you know, I thought he was really good. And you know, I'm pleased for Kane because he's had to go out and wait for an opportunity. Gone out on loan, and he came up with some big plays, and he certainly gave us plenty of energy in that first 40 minutes.
Just lastly from me, what do you sort of say to the players after that kind of game? It's been a difficult week for the club, obviously, following down the ground, moving on. But then for them to come in and sometimes you get a response, but not quite getting that today. Like, how much of the sort of accountability is on the players for that?
I think it's all. You know, well, no. Not it's not all on the players. It's on us as a collective. And I said earlier on there, it's got to hurt. This has got to hurt. You know, people, individuals. You know, it certainly hurts me. And you know, I go home tonight and look at the game, and you know, I think I said it, at the start, that we're representing a town. Cass is a, you know, it's a rugby mad town, and you know, we're letting the town down with some of our performances, and you know, it's certainly going to hurt me. I'm pretty sure it hurt the players, and we've just got to knuckle down and just keep working hard. And you know, we've got 9 games to the end of the year, and we've got to see some kind of response. You know, keep using that. You know, use that word at the start of the week. I'm going to use it again this week because some of the actions of some players just not good enough.
Just because you talk about the big changes that need to be made, how important is it to make them quickly?
I don't think it's making it quickly. I think it's making sure it's the right person. If you're alluding to the coach there, we'll take us time with it. You know, we don't want to rush in to making that decision. But in terms of the players, again, that's pretty easy, mate. We're well in front of the recruitment where we need to be, and that's been built around leg speed, it's been built around toughness and resilient players, and you know, I've just got to make sure that I supply the head coach with a side that's competing next year in and around the 6. You know, and if I don't do that, then I've failed as a director of rugby.
Are you aware of any time scale at all? I mean, how long do you expect to be in this role?
Well, we've got to go through the applicants, and I think I said it in the press yesterday. I think I had another couple apply on the way here from Australia, and we just need to take his time with it. Like I said, it's so important that we get the right coach in, and he's, you know, here. It's going to be a long-term plan for him, and I just need to make sure it's the right guy, and the club, you know, put that faith in me in selecting the right person for the job. So yeah, you know, Fletch a little bit rusty today with some of his actions, but you know, he's certainly one for the future. He's a player that we'll look after. He's an outstanding rugby league player, and you know, he'll just get better with the more game time he gets. And so yeah, it's important we look after these guys and make sure that, you know, they're here for the long term, and we get the right coach in to develop those young talent that we've got at the club.
Chris, you mentioned there'll be a lot of changes in the playing squad. Have you got a challenge here of keeping them motivated to keep performing week in, week out, same as the season, when some of them probably know they're not going to be here next year?
No, I don't think it's a challenge. Like I said right at the start, we're playing for the town. You know, Cass has got a rich history of being known as a very classy rugby league town and rugby team, and you know, we've got to get back to that. I don't think it's going to be a hard job at all. There's players that are playing for contracts. There's players that you know that they're leaving, and collectively we've all just got to be a hell of a lot better.
I think, just lastly for me, I think you said on Sky that you didn't want to be in the role till the end of the season. Is it fair to say then, based on developments in the last couple of days, you're more confident of getting a coach over before the end of the season, or am I reading too much into that?
My preference would obviously be a coach before the end of the season, but you know, I fully understand that there's a plan in place, and we've got to get the right guy, and you know, that person might have commitments to another club, but yeah, there's no rush. There's no rush, Matt, in making that appointment. I think we've just got to take his time with it and get the right guy.